So quick that you got everyone off guard, but we are live. And this match seems to be heading for an absolute thriller of a finish.
Once again.
I know.
Yeah.
Once again.
26 and it's a wide. Yes, it's a wide. 25 or 15. It is Punjab's game to lose actually at this point.
It's true, it is.
Because now if Punjab win this, oh boy, then that top four battle really turns around. And
so they'll be the fourth team, I guess, to be on 10 points.
Correct.
Yeah, one is on 12.
Yeah.
So, talking about the team that will be there, the 1000th game of IPL has seen the toss. Rajasthan Royals have chosen to bat. And Trent Bolt is back for Sanju Samson's team as expected. But there are two player changes in the Mumbai Indians camp. Jofra Archer is back after all the speculation of where he was, what was the kind of...
now we know where he was.
We know where he was. It was confirmed by Mark Boucher, the head coach. And no Arjun Tendulkar. But maybe...
Impact player, I doubt.
I don't think so because...
They're bowling first.
They're bowling first, so Arjun's definitely not going to be the impact. And now...
It is
you will
Arshad
have to
Khan.
talk about the fact that was it that 31 run over and the match before that as well, in which he gave about 27 if I'm not wrong in the death. That time I think also he bowled the 16th over. If that was the reason why he was dropped, and that is something we will touch upon later. But for now, the team news, we've spoken about the two camps, right? So
yes. So Trent Bolt is back, and that means you will not have Kuldeep Yadav. Kuldeep Yadav is not in.
Kuldeep.
Yep.
With an IP.
Yeah, with an IP. Kuldeep Yadav is not in, and it remains to be seen now who will be the impact players for both sides. Because now with Rajasthan, normally what they have done is gone in with Devdutt Padikkal as the sub impact sub. But now with them bowling second, who will it be? That
Probably a KM Asif, maybe Murugan like last time.
I think on a pitch like Wankhede, maybe
It'll be KM or Kuldeep only.
Yeah, maybe Kuldeep or KM Asif in that. Mumbai, oh boy. And let's again remind people that yes, it is Rohit Sharma's birthday. He was wished, and today also is the anniversary when Rohit Sharma got the Mumbai Indians captaincy. And how he has transformed them. 5 IPL titles from being kind of... I mean, they had a final appearance in 2010.
But that's it.
That's it. But then they have gone on to win 5 IPL titles, one Champions League T20. The 2011 one was an aberration. It was won under Harbhajan Singh. They won the Champions League first and then the IPL titles. So that is the situation. Well, Bolt had to come back. That was a no-brainer. But then Arjun Tendulkar, let's discuss some time discussing upon him. Harsh that he got dropped, or would you have persisted with Arjun for some more games?
I would have 100% persisted with him. I don't think he was doing anything that wrong. And I think if he was being underbowled, then that's not the bowler's call, that's the captain's call. So I don't understand why they would drop him now, especially considering he does give you a bit of an option as a lower or a bat as well. Makes no sense to me. Doesn't make much sense, that call, to be honest.
Yeah, and it wasn't something that happened out of the ordinary. The kind of runs that Arjun Tendulkar got beaten for, because if you see the trend in IPL this year, every pacer is going for a lot of runs. So it's not, not too... It wasn't bad on his part, I believe.
Yep.
I'm not too surprised though, if you ask me, because you know earlier you thought that once those couple of matches, that the first couple of matches that he played wherein he didn't bowl his full quota of 4 overs, you thought that the franchise and the captain were trying to ease him in as far as the grind of the IPL is concerned. I'm not too sure. By the way, I think there was some injury concern as well with him in the previous match, because we did see him walk off the field as well, and perhaps
only 2 overs for 9 runs.
He bowled only 2.
Yeah, I think it was 2 overs and 9 runs. So
yeah, so I think it was something with his hamstring. I think that I'm not too sure. We didn't hear from Rohit Sharma at the toss. But even let's say even if it's for tactical reason and not for fitness reasons that Arjun Tendulkar has been omitted for this match, I'm not too surprised there, because as team management, I'm looking to because I'm mathematically still in it, I would want to try out the other options that I have as well. And if I'm not bowling him his quota of 4 overs, then maybe there is an added reason to it as well, and that could purely be tactical too. So if it's not adding up in that regard, it makes perfect sense to take Arjun out, probably bring him in once he's fit, and once you have, let's say, a strategy in place wherein you're looking at bowling him much more, maybe Arjun can then come back into the side.
Okay, so yes, kind of harsh. I think that there's a slight injury concern. That is what I would look at it, that Arjun Tendulkar has. And yes, if you look at it, in the games that he had, I think he took over 2 wickets, if I'm not mistaken. He's taken 2 wickets. Yeah, that 31 run over might not have helped. And yes, but he's a bowler. He understands that the perils of T20 cricket and IPL, this can happen. And so let's see how it goes. And here in the Chennai versus Punjab game, it's 15 of 9. Tushar Deshpande is absolutely leaking runs at this point in time.
Yeah, but finally got one good dot ball in. So.
Yeah. Now I think if you look at Ikpreet Singh's comments, those last 2 sixes, now it starts to tell. Oh, had Dhoni not hit those last 2 sixes, I mean, Chennai would have been just under 195 or something.
Yeah.
And now they are chasing another 15 runs.
Which, by the way, will be a record chase at this venue.
Oh my God.
Yes, the record is 192 for 5 by
192.
KKR 2012. And that looks like that's...
It's, oh my goodness.
Oh, he didn't touch. He didn't touch. That's out.
What was that?
Oh, what a catch.
Who is it?
I think that was Patirana.
Number 66.
Yeah, Patirana.
No, it's not
No,
Patirana.
it doesn't look like Patirana.
It's not Patirana. I think it's one of the...
Akash Singh.
No, not Akash also.
MSF Smiley.
That's a
He
rarity.
does look a little nervous though.
He is nervous.
Of course he would
Yes.
Oh, okay. By a visiting team, it is the highest 192, but Chennai have chased down 205 against RCB.
I think that's.
Yes.
You'll remember it very
Of
well.
course. That was the first. And Jitesh, he was playing a blinder actually,
Yes.
Jitesh Sharma.
21 of 9. I
And
believe.
oh boy, that was a superb catch. But
He does seem to be a good couple of yards
No,
away.
but see, that's the key. Did he touch here?
He did, I think.
No. See, he stopped.
oh, oh,
He didn't.
He didn't.
that was Sheikh Rashid, by the way.
Moved.
No,
Look, it moved.
I don't think so.
No, it didn't
that's
move.
just a shadow.
Yeah, that's a shadow. It's not the... Yeah.
Is it the shadow of
It's
the
a shadow.
boot on the rope?
That was the substitute.
He touched, I think. He touched.
I don't think so.
I don't think he did.
थोड़ा सा
You won't get snicker for this.
Yeah.
I think it was just a shadow.
Oh.
I think this angle will tell you better.
And this is good 5 minutes that we're spending on it now.
No, he didn't
No,
touch.
it
He didn't
didn't.
touch.
It didn't.
He didn't touch.
See, if you
Oh my God! What are you
just
just
focus on the board, if you just focus on the rope rather, there isn't any movement
Exactly,
there. There is
exactly.
a shadow which gives an impression that it sort of moved. But if you just focus on it, no, I don't see it move. I don't see it move at all.
Sheikh Rashid, the substitute.
Talk about barest of margins.
I know.
Yeah, barest of
New
margins.
Zealand would know better.
Yeah, oh boy, that's.
Crazy, that's crazy.
See, you won't get hotspot for this. You won't get
No
snicker
hotspot,
for-
snicker, no nothing.
But if they are taking a lot of time for this,
No, they'll look at all angles.
then the benefit of doubt could go to the batter.
No.
No, but I think this is conclusive enough.
Yeah.
This is conclusive enough. See, if there is contact, you expect some sort of movement over there. Also, this is a player that,
Why do Chennai want to?
Now
make
we'll
a
see.
thriller?
Now we'll
All
see.
out for
Now
Why?
we'll see. Out.
Out.
Told you.
Jitesh, boy, he was threatening to take the game away from Chennai Super Kings.
And by the way, Tushar Deshpande, as I said, he's living up to his billing of being the next Shardul Thakur. Leaked runs and then got a wicket.
Wickets, Yep.
But
Okay.
it was completely
sorry?
Sheikh Rashid. No,
Sheikh
but I mean,
Rashid.
that's a good ball also. Good cutter he got.
Two very good back-to-back cutters over there.
Yeah.
Oh yes. So now Punjab's batting. Yes, Sheikh Rashid, you better look up to the sky.
He's a
That
relief
was,
boy.
Yep. You have to really be thankful that by the barest of margins your feet didn't touch the. Otherwise, Jitesh should have taken Punjab Kings home.
definitely.
Yeah,
I mean, you're striking the ball beautifully. Jitesh.
210.
He's done this, and it's not nothing new for Jitesh Sharma. In the last year, Jitesh was playing these kind of cameos and
Exactly.
knocking on the doors of the Indian team selection.
You talking about IPL? He does it for Vidarbha as well.
Of course.
Of course, as pointed out by Gargi, who has,
A Vidarbha expert.
of course, Vidarbh expert, yes. And it is Sikandar Raza. Well, he's no mug with the bat.
Yeah, but Sikandar Raza in this sort of a circumstance, I don't know. He's more of an anchorage.
He's again, if they were, let's say, run a ball, you would need, or let's say a little more than run a ball, because of the accumulator that he is, you expected this to be up his
Although,
alley.
if he can get the strike to Shah Rukh now, give
Yeah.
him one ball to swing at, get a 6, then 8 runs off the last over, bhai phas gaya match.
You would back the Punjab Kings over here, even now, I would say. The team that are under the.
Game to lose.
It is.
It is, but you don't know with Chennai, no? That's the problem. Oh.
And it's a
That's
4.
Hey, what?
Hard luck.
Was a bad
But
ball.
then it was a bad ball
A
too.
terrible ball.
Terrible. That is why, if Patirana can get about 9 runs to defend in the final
It's
over,
doable.
it can be done because, see, Tushar Deshpande, that has been his problem. He has missed the lengths in the last 2 overs on a consistent basis. He was too wide. That got punished. He was too short. Dhoni was telling him at one point in time, don't bowl short. But he didn't agree. He bowled short to Livingston. Luckily, the catch was taken. Luckily. But now, again, he tried the wide Yorker.
Yeah.
But it was a wide full toss.
Yep.
Oh, I think that'll be wide.
That will be a
it
wide.
will be. Because the batsman didn't move.
Yep. This
If
is
the batsman
the
had to
problem.
move, if the batsman had to move, he was
This is the
fine, but it was
problem.
wide.
And if he concedes a boundary now.
By the way, this
that's
is not
it.
the first time we're seeing Tushar Deshpande go for that wide Yorker. I think it was the match in which they conceded 16 runs also in extras, which was I
Yeah.
think the second match against Lucknow.
Lucknow.
The Lucknow
And that
match.
was the first time they got a warning.
Yes, they got a warning, and that's when Mahendra Singh Dhoni said, or rather put out that warning of
And I
sorts that
think
they'll
they have
need a new
again exceeded
captain.
time. I think they have.
That's good. Good ball.
I don't get it.
It'll be 2 runs.
No.
No,
No,
1
they've just
run
stuck to 1.
with Sikandar Raza.
9. He said 9, it's 9.
It's 9. Now with Patarana bowling.
Big over because Patirana, you remember, even the edges can fly for 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the risk you are carrying with Matisha Patirana. And yes, I sympathize with you, Chennai fans. You have every right to be worried because if you lose this, you are slipping down to 6th if other results don't go your way.
Yes, next couple of days, and Chennai could find themselves at
Out of
6.
the top 4, correct?
Yeah. And
If-
Gargi is smiling because she knows that when this happens, RCB get a way into the top 4.
Yeah, they can.
They
do
can
that.
sneak
They
in.
can sneak in. But again, RCB, we can rely on them that they can shoot themselves in the foot.
Like CSK are doing right.
No, RCB are renowned at it. We never shot ourselves in the foot. That's one up on you guys. Yes.
Among others.
Among others, yeah.
I can give you 4 other reasons.
Which 4 other reasons? The title. And 2 for KKR, 5 for Mumbai. But Mumbai, I think they have the best record ever in finals.
In the finals,
Only
yes.
once they lost.
CSK, of course, 9 finals, 1 only 4.
They are the South Africa, if you
And
call
now
it.
Patarana. No, but at least South Africa now win things. That's the big difference.
Yep.
Now let's see Patarana. I think good first ball
First
he
2
can
balls,
get.
I think, hold the key here.
Oh, good. Very
Oh,
bad.
not
No,
bad.
single.
That's a good
Single.
Not bad.
That's a good ball.
8 of 5.
In fact, having Raza on strike would actually be beneficial to them.
No, now it's Shah Rukh.
Oh, now it's Shah Rukh.
Yeah, it was Raza on strike because
They
he got the
changed. They
single.
changed things too late, man.
Yeah, so if Chennai lose this game, you have to look back at the over that Tushar Deshpande bowled. If Punjab lose this, you'll have to look back at 2 things. One, this catch, which could be a major talking point. Because even a small brush,
Yeah.
it can't be detected.
It has to be the faintest of brush then.
Yep.
In fact, I'll correct you. If Chennai lose, then that Tushar Deshpande over will be debated. And if Chennai win, then the talking point will be Tushar Deshpande's over. Because say what you like, he got you wickets.
7 of 4. Oh boy, good 2 balls from
Good 2
Patirana.
balls.
Very good. I think as long as you don't concede a boundary of the next 4 balls, you're fine. It's a close win, but it's a win.
Anybody counting on a super over?
No.
Oh, yeah, don't say that.
Can happen.
I actually won't mind a super over now because now you're into the second leg of the IPL. Why not? We've not had one.
999th game of IPL.
Yes.
And that's
What better game to have a super over? Saransh.
boy.
I'll give you a better one, 1000th one.
But
We do it
it does
anyway.
look like a lot. You know, when we'll talk about that match, it does look like.
Superb ball. 7 of 3.
See, Raza on strike. Raza on
A little
strike.
shorter than what the batter would have expected.
And
Good.
well, we saw Dhoni actually limping in a couple of overs back.
Awkward grab for him over there.
And I'm saying his knee is not 100%.
Yes.
MS Dhoni's knee is not 100%.
You know, because interestingly, even before the toss today, the way he
it kind of buckled.
No, he had to buckle it. The problem was he wouldn't have wanted to be putting weight on that knee. He just had to. There was no other option.
Yeah.
Yep. 7 of 3. But remember, Punjab only one good hit away.
Yeah,
but this ball now.
We'll decide.
I think the fifth ball. I'm not saying the fourth. The fifth ball could decide. And
Another good one.
2 runs.
2 runs.
even
though.
then.
5 of 2. You just need a boundary. You just need a boundary.
But a boundary needed.
Yep.
Yeah, because otherwise
two twos. Then make it a super,
super over.
Or one boundary and a dot also make it a super over.
If you want super over, then Punjab have done it in the past in Chepauk. The 2010 encounter was a super over, and Punjab won that.
Yeah.
Chennai lost the super over.
Pretty sure they won't remember that either right now.
I mean, Chennai, if you look at super overs, it's kind of dodgy for them. They have lost some super overs in the past. In the Champions League also, Victoria Bushrangers, they lost the super over.
This ball now.
This
Alright,
ball.
penultimate ball coming up.
Oh goodness, it's in the gap.
No.
Could very well be getting a super over.
Oh goodness.
Very well could be looking at a super over now.
3
well
of
and
1.
truly, well and truly a thriller and a super over on the cards.
Raza is on strike. He needs.
Arey, ye mat dekho. Don't give us spoilers. Go by TV.
What? Saransh watched something else.
I think he's seeing something with his head.
Yeah, he's saying something which is ahead. Ye mat dekho. We don't want spoilers. Let us. Oh, he's making your. Don't.
Oh my goodness! 3.
Yeah, you're
runs
playing
needed
Creed
a 1
Exchange.
ball. 3 runs needed a 1 ball. Patirana has to.
Oh
nail
dear
the
God!
Yorker.
If this goes to a super over,
I think it will.
it could.
It could, because if it's going into the gap out there deep into it,
They'll
it's a
run
big
to.
gap.
They'll
have
run to.
There's solid chance of there being a super.
Yeah,
over.
at this point, yes, there's more chance of the super over than anything else.
The bowler also, gives me that faith that this can very well, be a super over and not, let's say, a Punjab win right now.
Oh goodness gracious! Because I think we know what will happen with super over. If it goes, Patirana will be your bowler for CSK, but for Punjab, will it be Sam Curran or Kagiso Rabada
Arshdeep.
or Arshdeep? Either of these.
I think Arshdeep.
It should be Arshdeep.
It should be Arshdeep.
Still,
Considering the form Karan shown today and considering the form Kagiso has been showing for ages, no, has to be Arshdeep.
Oh boy, this is you've overshot time by over.
I don't think they
20
care
minutes.
about time. Time is.
Look at that. Even okay.
What's happening?
What
I
is
think
happening?
someone from the staff came in to, I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know, I saw someone running in.
I don't know. Maybe it's the last one deliberation. What will happen?
Are they trying to get one of the fielders inside, saying that okay, they've
You overshot
overshot
time.
Could
Could be. Because yes, you
Punjab
have
have the
overshot.
right to say that.
Yeah.
You have
But
overshot
then
the
they should have said it
time.
in the beginning of the over.
And I
Why
think
now?
someone's coming in also. Matlab,
But if it goes super, if they go to a super over, I'll tell you an interesting stat about it.
Okay.
Okay.
Only if.
Only
Only
if.
if.
Only
Otherwise, no?
if.
Otherwise, no.
Even if they don't, I'll still tell you. Okay, 3 or 1. Here's Patirana. Oh!
That's a 2.
Okay.
No, it could be a boundary.
Oh no!
They'll run 3. They'll run 3.
They'll run 3.
Yes, they won. Oh my God, they won it.
Oh my goodness!
What a win.
Oh goodness! Sikandar Raza has won it of the last ball.
What is it with Sikandar Raza being there for close finishes in recent memory?
Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! Oh goodness! This is heartbreak.
Hard one for CSK to take.
Very
It's a hard
hard
one to take indeed.
Very
No
hard
pun
one.
intended.
Jadeja tried, but he pulled it back in. Patirana bowled it on the leg side. Why on the leg side? Why on the leg side? And that's what Punjab Kings now have achieved the highest successful chase by a
Yes,
visiting team
at
at
the
Chepauk.
Cock.
Sikandar Raza, well, it's kind of redemption for him because
He went for a lot of runs.
no,
Was it
not just
Raza?
that.
Was it Shah Rukh who faced the last ball?
Oh, Raza.
It was Raza, Sikandar Raza. 3 runs and Punjab, oh man. Chennai have botched it up at Chepauk in a big way. Before this, 10 years, they had lost only to the Mumbai Indians.
Now you've lost to Rajasthan.
And Chepauk
Yes.
at home. So it is no longer,
No, don't say that.
no
It
longer
is-
home comfort.
But it still remains the fortress.
It does,
Anyways,
but-
when you look back at these 8 games that they would have played by the 7 games by the end of the league stage, even if they, let's say, win 5 and lose 2, that record very much stays intact.
Oh boy, but still, if you have to say how did the game pan out, okay? It all started with Shikhar Dhawan yet again providing the fireworks in the power play. I mean, Akash Singh conceded plenty of runs. Again, and it was Tushar Deshpande who surprisingly started well.
Yeah, but then leaked so many runs.
But if you look at it, the middle overs, at the halfway point, you were 95, but you had at least gotten wickets in hand.
Yeah.
Livingston then changed course. I mean, he managed to hit Tushar Deshpande for a lot of runs, but then got out. Match was still precariously in the balance. But after that, we saw some brilliant hitting from Jitesh Sharma. And in the Tushar Deshpande over, this is where you will say that the turning point happened, because those 2 sixes that MS Dhoni hit ensured that Punjab had to do it on the last ball. Okay, 9th side. Jitesh Sharma, that ball that he hit, Sheikh Rashid took a catch, but maybe it might have very lightly brushed the boundary ropes, but I think the shadow was such.
Let's not try to read too much into it. I'll tell you why, because now the decision's been made and Punjab are anyway happy at the moment. So let's not, try to rake up something over here. I don't think we have the evidence as well to be casting any suspicion over it.
It took time. It took about 3 to 4 minutes of intense scrutiny. After that, he was given out. But prior to that, the damage had already been done with Tushar Deshpande conceding a lot of force. And when
extras
also 2 wides. And
now that wide very well could have been the difference maker, if you say.
Not just the wide. The fact is, it's not just the 1 run taken from a wide. But then if after conceding a wide, you're getting tongued for a boundary, then that extra ball is costly.
Yes, they needed 15. They needed 15 of 8. The wide came. Then a 4 full toss. That full toss. Tushar Deshpande was missing his lengths on a very consistent basis.
Yeah.
And if you look at it, even the catching, I mean, in 1 over, Tikshana could have dived forward and stopped at least the boundary.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, the ball bounced and it went to the boundary. He didn't take the catch, neither did he stop it. So that was another crucial moment.
That was classic Diksha.
By the way, just to talk about what's happening at the Wankhede, there are special mementos that are being presented to the 2 captains on the occasion of the 1000th IPL match.
Yep, Mumbai versus Rajasthan.
Yes.
First time winners of the IPL and the 5-time champions of the IPL in this special memento. Yep. Red carpet at the Wankhede. Yes, it's a 1000th game. We'll come to that shortly. But, oh, goodness gracious me. Chennai.
Let's switch focus to the Mumbai game.
I mean, Chennai game. I mean, it's a very, very disheartening situation. As I said, a mid-season slump is coming for Chennai. And I think it started.
Now what? 2 losses in the trot?
2 losses in the trot. And the loss at home will hurt them a lot more. If you want to pinpoint, may say 3 weeks down the line, what if Chennai don't
playing
make
next? Do we know?
They are playing Lucknow.
They're playing Lucknow. In Lucknow.
Yes. At Ekana. And then after that, you've got 2 games. I think you're playing.
That'll be a tough one, by the way.
It will be a tough one, because at Ekana, you've seen very sluggish kind of scoring, which might suit the Chennai bowlers, ironically. But then with Lucknow in fine form now, I think it will be very difficult for Chennai to recover from this, because now,
where were the 256 hit?
Mohali.
So,
Yep.
But
But
a tough match there for CSK to snap their losing streak to on the bounce that they've lost now, and LSD are again a team that are gunning for the top 3 spots, rather top 4. So up against them, who also look settled in some way, and they did get their batting order in place. So it wasn't a muddle order, Shane, as he likes to say it.
No, because they started playing Badoni at number 3-4, where he deserves to be playing.
So yeah, it's going to be a tough match for CSK. But yes, for the neutral, I would say, for somebody like me sitting right at the bottom of the table, it is good to see there being a fight up top, because clearly there's no fight that Delhi could give. But as a neutral, I'm enjoying there being a fight happen right up top in the table.
Yeah, I mean, see, if you look at your last 5 games for CSK, they've lost 3. You lost to RR, then you bounced back with a win against the Kolkata Knight Riders. But then after that, you lost to Rajasthan Royals and you've lost to Punjab at home. So it is not a good sign. And as I had mentioned, that mid-season slump sometimes comes when you got a gap between some of the teams, that time Chennai were not paid that much. But here, with now 4 teams on 10 and 1 team on 12, any kind of slip up. Now, if Lucknow and if you say Rajasthan win, then they are very well. And if RCB win against Lucknow Super Giants on Monday,
Yeah.
then they are out of the top 10. They are out of the top 4, by the way, because they'll be at either 6th
They could very well be 6.
or 5th, depending on how RCB perform against Lucknow Super Giants. And big concerns over the inexperienced pace bowling lineup now, because Akash Singh and you look at it, Tushar Deshpande, in the 3 losses that they have had, they have leaked runs.
But we're talking about the same things that we were talking, let's say, at the start of the season for CSK as well. We knew this was going to be, a lineup that didn't have experience, and they suffered, I think, which is why 2 back-to-back defeats they started their campaign with. So, I think I look at it as something that we're talking about all over again, because this is something that has been the thing with CSK, and they were, by the way, we were talking about them being just as weak as the Mumbai bowling attack as well at one point. The only, of course, the differentiator was that you had Sander. Okay, I think I need water.
You have to get water. So, yeah, take it.
We'll hold that one.
Yeah, I think we should talk about something interesting that that everyone must have noticed now. For the first 2 matches of the Chennai Super Kings, we were talking about how they had no death bowling. Then 2 games, 3 games in, we were like, wait, no, Chennai's death bowling is actually better than everyone else. And now we're back at the same question of Chennai has no death bowling.
No, that's because it should be told, even their best death bowlers were Pathirana and to an extent Deshpande. Now again, there's inexperience there, especially in the case of Pathirana. Deshpande, he doesn't have the experience of playing on a bigger stage. So in that sense, clearly it's haunting them, because I think they don't have a death bowling lineup in that regard at all. So, they've had some good performances they were able to churn out, but I think now you're seeing just how reliant they were on some very good batting.
Yep.
On some very, very good batting. In fact, the same problem which I would argue that MI have.
Yep.
Is a great batting lineup. On paper, there's no weaknesses, and when they fire, they fire. But the bowling, and that's the key. We always say this. In fact, Rahul has made this point a lot on the show, that how good or bad your domestic talent is will determine how far you go. And with MI also, the domestic talent is great. CSK also, there's some inexperience there for sure. And you're seeing it happen, these kind of games. If you have a set lineup, more often than not, you're winning. You lose 1. But out of 3, you lose maybe 1.
Yeah.
With Chennai now, that's too many close games that seem to be not going their way. And especially so when they're bowling, second, they're unable to defend. This should be told. I think they lost the plot a little in the middle overs. Because in the middle overs part of things, when you're thinking, okay, now's the time you put on the squeeze. Punjab actually accelerated nicely towards the latter part of the middle overs, then reaching the death. When it reached that death phase, all of us were like, okay, this is Punjab's game to lose.
Yep.
We weren't saying that after the first 7-8 overs. Because at that point, it did look like Punjab was still in the game. CSK was still in the game. But I think the inexperience is showing now.
Yeah, the inexperience was tapered over, as you said, by the batting. And if you have to look at it, see, the bowling, if I have to say, for the past 2 years, be it IPL 2022 and IPL 2023, so far in 2023, the bowling is the biggest Achilles heel for Chennai.
And I think you're not helped by the fact that both years you've not had a Deepak Chahar. Remember? Last
Who
year
was
he
part of
missed-
the plans?
Yeah,
Big time.
Last year he missed all the games.
Yes.
This time around he was there in the beginning and then kind of got injured. So it's not helping them. I think he's the most experienced campaigner. And of course, I don't think it would have made that much of a difference, but it would have made some difference. It would have pushed it up from, say, maybe a 6.5 to a 7.5, which you can still win games with, by the way. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, Anurag, can we just have a look at that Punjab, batting lineup and the scorecard? Can we just have a look at the last 5 overs? Yeah. Full commentary, just go to full commentary, and I want to look at the last 5 overs, full commentary, Just Punjab PBK's innings, just go down a bit, okay, look at the Tushar Deshpande over, just go up a bit, okay, 13 runs, go down further, 13. Go down further.
See, they needed 22 of the last 2, but
Yeah.
before that
Go down further.
over also was a bit expensive.
Go down further, Anurag. Further, a little further, yeah. 17 and 13.
30.
Look at the overs that even Jadeja.
Ah.
Jadeja bowled the 17th over because the last 2 overs, even just go down last, after Jadeja, the last over,
24.
24.
Deshpande.
Yes. 24 plus 17 plus 13. 3 overs, you leaked 54 runs.
That was the
That
clincher.
killed the contest. Patirana, credit to him. Credit to Patirana that he at least took it to the last ball.
Correct.
So you can't fault Patirana's line and length. He was bowling it bang on. Yorker lane, full straight, even the slow variation. But the last ball, that's where pressure told on Patirana. The inexperience. He bowled it leg side. And it allowed Raza to heave to that vacant long leg region. Because remember, at that point in time, you only had deep mid wicket. You had one at third man because an edge. Dhoni was worried whether the edge could go. Where else could you go? So he unfortunately bowled it on leg, heave, and 3 runs. And that is the reason why 24 plus 17 plus 13, 54 in 3 overs. You can't recover from that.
Absolutely.
And one of the overs came from an experienced guy. It was Ravindra Jadeja. But bowling a spinner, how could he have
17th over, 17
17 though? That was surprising.
Especially considering it's Jadeja, who's never really had that role.
He's never bowled well in the death. Never.
And also Deshpande, in spite of leaking runs, he was also giving a lot of wides. In his last 2 overs, I believe he's got 4 wides. 3 or 4 wides. Deshpande.
Yeah.
I mean, and all of them came when he was trying to hit that wide Yorker. If it's not going well, why are you persisting with the same delivery? I think the inexperience really showed there.
I think the plan was there to bowl the wide Yorker for
But
2
if it's-
simple reasons.
but if it's not,
But he's been getting, I think Arya makes a very valid point.
I know
here
he
because
hasn't.
In that LSD match as well, I remember he did try the wide Yorker, and the plan had become more than evident by then, which was for the bowler to go wide outside the off stump and go for that Yorker in particular. He wasn't able to get it then. Yes, there was some improvement, let's say, in the games to come, but today again we saw him getting caught in that same thing and leaking runs with poor lines, and then of course getting the Yorker wrong as well on a couple of
I'll tell you
occasions.
why he's persisting with the wide Yorker. Despite the obvious that he's leaking wides. Why is that? MS Dhoni wanted Deshpande to bowl the wide Yorker for 2 reasons. Number 1, he didn't pack the leg side because the leg side was the smaller boundary. So he didn't tell the bowler that, okay, you bowl only on the leg side then, because he might have leaked plenty of runs. You saw that even in the LSG game. Because it was a flat deck, he wanted Deshpande to bowl primarily wide outside off stump and not in the slot. Because if it was in the slot, Jitesh did that. He offered him inside out. That was the risk. He didn't want anybody in the leg side. There was only 2 fielders there. The unfortunate thing with the Jitesh Sharma dismissal was that he found Sheikh Rashid there.
yeah.
It was not as if the fielder was moved there. Rashid had to backpedal slightly and then he held on to the catch there. But the wide Yorker has been persisted with because the leg side boundary was short.
I'll give you a second reason why it's being persisted with. I think I remember reading Dhoni mentioning the fact that their bowling coach, Dwayne Bravo, someone who knew a thing or two about bowling this ball, has been working on all of the bowlers specifically for this skill. And I think it's full credit to CSK in that regard. They know they don't have a death bowler, so they're going to have to kind of work with these guys and make them good death bowlers. But I think you'd also have to kind of work on it in practice. That's good. It's good that you're trying to pick up a skill, but right now the match is just not coming off, especially for Deshpande. He tends to go for that wide Yorker far too often. It's his one go-to ball, and it's more often than not wide. And those extras are costing you runs. Simple as.
That's the problem. Because today you had a very short leg side boundary.
Yeah.
And if you bowled straight, you risk 2 things. One, you saw that Jitesh was shuffling a bit. He could have easily hit it to the leg side. But because it was wider, he had to work to get those runs.
Yeah.
Correct.
That is one reason. But the problem with that is you overstep you either bowl it too wide, which has happened with Deshpande, but you take that risk. He's trying. And Dhoni persisted. Look at the field setting. He knew that if the wide Yorker is edged,
Short third as well.
there is a short third. But today, Deshpande was guilty of two things. Number one, the execution wasn't there. Second, he bowled too short. That 24 run over, 3 deliveries were short. And he got punished in 2 out of them. 1 was a wicket. But by then, the damage was done. It was already done. So that's why CSK's death bowling is going to be their Achilles heel heading forward, because all the teams now have decided to ensure that they target them in the death.
Yeah, take it deep, basically. Ironically, the MS Dhoni mantra now working against MSDC.
But remember, it might not work against Patirana. And Abhirup Barwa's thoughts on Patirana. Brilliant effort. I mean, even in the Rajasthan Royals game, he was brilliant. But the only problem is the edges also went for force.
Yeah, Patikal especially was very fortunate.
And Dhruv Jurel.
Yeah.
And Dhruv Jurel.
I mean, there's always a risk to everything. So
This is the problem. So Chennai Super Kings, their batting was absolutely top notch today. They managed to reach 200. The bowling let them down.
yeah.
Bowling let them down, especially Tushar Deshpande. 24 runs and 13 runs, 37 in 2 overs. Considering first 2 overs, he had only conceded 16.
Exactly. So it's not like he was having a bad game. Just second half of his spell was totally different from the first half.
Yep. And Akash Singh now, for 2 consecutive games, whenever the left-hander has been aggressive against him, he's lost his line and length.
Exactly.
Which is the main. Can you just have a look at the scorecard and log in that? I just want to see what are his final bowling figures.
I don't think he bowled more than 2.
Who?
Akash
Akash Singh. That's what I want to just check. So Akash Singh only bowled 3 overs.
There we go.
Which is why, if suppose 3 overs a left-hander on strike, if you had a left armer, could he have made the difference and not given Jadeja that over?
But I don't think
I also think that Jadeja over really changed things, because I think it was 17th over that he bowled.
Previous to that, at 24 run over changed things.
Exactly, 24, and then Jadeja also
17.
I think got 17 runs, and then he got smacked for 2 sixes in those out of the 17.
Current.
2 were sixes. So again, I don't think that was the best thing to do, to bowl Jadeja at the death.
And also, correct me if I'm wrong, but it was Sam Curran who smacked him for 2 sixes.
Yes.
If you wanted a spinner, why would you not go for Moeen Ali? An off spinner who will take it away from the
Take it
left-hander,
away, yeah.
rather than left-arm orthodox who will bring
Will
it
bring
in.
the ball in.
Why?
And then remember, because it had become predictable, because I was like, this isn't the right thing to do. So when somebody like a Karan is there or at the crease, because the second six, I remember, he danced down the track, became very predictable, Jadeja, and he smashed it right over his head.
Correct.
Why is Moeen Ali not getting that much of bowling? That is the major concern that CSK have brought us, because he's not batted well. He's not bowled his full quota at all. That happened in 2022 also. Why isn't Moeen Ali getting that much of bowling or that much of batting?
And it's not like he's been terrible when he's bowled. He's been okay. I think against RR, the first game of the season, he was the one who dismissed Butler.
Yeah.
So it's not as if he's been terrible. And truth be told, again, as I'm saying, if you're playing the odds, playing the percentages, then the off spinner to the left-hander, it's just there, rather than a left armer to a left armer. Made no sense to me.
This is, and one more concern for CSK. Major concern now, you have to address it. Mahesh Tikshana.
Yeah.
His fielding is another thing. No, even his bowling penetration, it's gone missing.
Exactly. What bowling penetration?
At least,
He's not been the bowler we saw last year.
at least for economy, he was there last year. He was the one who changed Chennai's fortunes around last year. Here, it's just gone out of the window.
Yeah, now suddenly you're questioning the logic of having him there and keeping a Santner on the bench.
Yeah.
A Santner who, by the way,
Pretorius.
actually, or a Pretorius. Because, by the way, today's this sort of a game. And that's the thing, I don't understand the logic of keeping out a Pretorius when your death bowling is lacking. Pretorius.
I'd actually bring in Pretorius, because see, with Moeen again, I'm getting that spin option as well. So rather than have, let's say, Santner, Moeen and Jadeja in the team, I'd rather bring in a Pretorius who was, by the way, okay in the couple of games that he played.
Yeah, and by the way, was coming off an injury. Despite that, was actually looking good.
See.
Adds a batting option lower down as well.
The problem now is, see, who are your 4 overseas players in this current team? Tikshana, Patirana, Moeen Ali and Devon Conway. You can't drop Patirana, you can't drop Conway.
Yeah.
Okay? The only slot that is just this 2. Do you take the punt and drop Moeen? That's one. Then you can probably get in a Mitchell Santner. You drop Chikshana, get Pretorius.
Yeah, correct.
That might be the way going forward, because if you continue with the Indian inexperienced bowling lineup in the death overs, you're going to get spanked.
Yeah.
Your trouble is only going to mount from this point in time onwards, because 5 games left, you're coming to the business end of IPL.
Yeah.
Teams are going to play with much more intensity. Teams are going to pick up on each and everybody's weaknesses. They'll magnify it 100x. So there is no place to escape now. Chennai will have to sort out their death bowling. If they don't, bye-bye playoff chances.
And that's the thing we used to keep talking about with Chennai, where like if your death bowling is weak, Pretorius has to be a sure shot starter. It's been the exact opposite. He played what, 1 or 2 games?
Just
one game.
Just
One game, imagine.
And remember, Pretorius with his variations also, because he can go round the wicket, fire the wide Yorker, over the wicket, fire the wide Yorker in. Plus, he's a good batting option also. You're not fitting in Stokes in this current 11. I'm sorry, there is no place for Ben Stokes. Yes, 16.25 crores admitted, but he's not getting a place. And we don't know the fitness update of Deepak Chahar yet, but it looks as if he's out for the season.
Yeah.
Because it said 4 weeks after that Mumbai game, and it's not yet half of the period yet. 2 more weeks, 1 week left for the playoff games, you're not seeing him. If Chennai don't make it, he's anyway off.
Exactly.
So yeah, very tough game, and unfortunately it'll take some time for me to recover, because
Yeah, I know you're hurting. We all know that.
it is, because you cannot afford to lose at home, especially when you look at in this IPL. Can you name which home side? I mean, any of the franchises.
Let's not talk about Delhi then.
Or Kolkata.
Or Kolkata or RCB.
We're all very hurt.
At least
right now.
in this, we are all 4 us there. In fact, this IPL, there has been no thorough home domination.
Correct.
Maybe to a certain extent till now. Rajasthan, but even Rajasthan lost to Lucknow.
Yeah.
Punjab, no.
No, Punjab, they lost to GT, they lost to LSG.
Lucknow.
RCB. In fact, I think they've not won all their wins. I think only one has come at home, rest have all been away.
For?
Punjab. They beat
KKR.
They beat SR.
only KKR.
No,
No, SRH also.
Yes, no, but SRH was in
In
Hyderabad. So that was also
They
away.
beat Rajasthan in Barsapara.
Yes.
which is technically Rajasthan's home ground.
Yeah, 5 runs. I remember that match.
They beat
yeah.
Chennai here.
They won at
They won in
Hyderabad.
Wankhede. So 4 out of their wins have come away.
Yeah, this year actually the home advantage has been pretty nullified. You're seeing a lot of teams actually struggle at home.
Yeah.
Yep. Exactly. I think because even GT have lost 1 game, by the way.
Well, a free game to lose.
But still, a loss is a loss.
Which is
Anyhow.
Yep. So this game, Mumbai versus Rajasthan, you're seeing Yashasvi Jaiswal hit some massive sixes.
But Archer, by the way, is I think breathing a bit of fire. I think he's looking at Yashasvi Jaiswal and thinking of that journalist.
Which I think was wrong. I think the reaction that Jofra Archer had.
Oh, he's out.
Is he?
No.
148.
149.3. I'm telling you, this man's ramping it up. He's seeing that journalist every single time he bowls the ball.
I think he's getting a vision of Steve Smith yet again.
No.
Remember the Ashes of
Yeah.
2019?
Yeah.
No,
But you don't know if he's just angry with the
Journalist.
with the person who came
Leaked
for the
the
press
story.
conference.
No, but Archer, that was an overreaction. I mean, I'm sorry, the way how he
Yeah, it was.
reacted, it was very poor of Jofra Archer. The journalist was doing his or her story, and it didn't come from a very fake source. It came from a credible source.
It was the Telegraph that broke the story. I
ECB,
mean.
yeah.
And it came
No, the
from-
Telegraph. The story was broken in the Telegraph.
Yeah, but
But
the
the journalist-
source was a credible source.
Exactly.
The journalist claimed that the news came out of ECB.
Good. And
So it's a credible source. He or she is doing his or her job. Then that means if I say, oh, you're bowling badly, Archer, then you have no right to play cricket. Then it's that argument.
Yeah.
If you are criticizing the journalist for saying that, oh, but he was only doing his job.
Yeah.
And that too, without any malice, without any...
No, there was no malice in that story. Yeah.
It was simply, he was doing a reporting job, simple. But very poor on Archer. I mean, I don't agree with that. Maybe somewhere here, because he's not performing well, he's lost it. He's not... No, I mean, I'm saying in a sense that
They're losing
his
the plot.
stability, I mean, the confidence, all
Rather,
this
it's not just
Frustration.
performing well. I think frustration with injuries.
Yeah. But when you are playing cricket, you sign up for those injuries also.
No, and more importantly, that's why they say think before you tweet.
Yeah.
Don't fire off the Twitter machine in
And
anger.
he's done it in the past also.
Yeah.
Isn't it, Jofra Archer? He's
Yeah.
done it in the past. So actually, he's a proven, you may say, what is that term? He's always broken the law. What is that one word? He's always broken the law.
Outlaw?
Unlawful.
Same, outlaw, unlawful. I think he's
Rebel?
he's a repeat offender.
Repeat offender, okay.
He's a repeat offender when it comes to tweets like this. So that's why very poor on Archer. But what do you think about this game?
Let's just quickly take predictions because I think we're a little
Yeah, I think we've just been way too inspired from some of the IPL franchises, and we've also overshot here, I guess.
Yeah, but then this is our job.
But
But if they overshoot time, it's not our fault.
we
No.
went live at 7:15. It's hardly over because Chennai, they overshot their time by 20 minutes.
And that's why we had to overshoot. So it's not our fault. Anyone out looking to blame us out there, don't.
Yep.
We're just the messengers.
Yep, so that is about it from this game. And predictions,
Prediction.
please.
Only no score predictions now. I don't think it would be fair.
I mean, see, I think in this game RR are favorites. So I'm picking RR to win.
Yeah, I am about saying RR making 194 and RR winning it.
Hey,
What? Strangled down the leg side?
surely he'll review that.
Third match.
No,
in a
I
row,
don't think
right?
he will. Because
They're left
turned
with
their
one
review.
They're left with just one review.
Yeah. I think he's going to walk. Just the boss.
Man, third duck for Josh Butler.
No, he has
Oh, he's
reviewed
reviewed
it.
it.
It better be right because if it's
No,
not
it's wrong. Then there's 2 reviews gone. It's
Gone.
like 3 overs.
exactly. Oh, let's just wait for this one and then
Yeah, I'm still predicting a Rajasthan win though.
yeah. What about you, Harshit?
I'll go with the Rajasthan win as well. They look like the firm favorites. Bolt is back.
Yeah.
Rohit Sharma doesn't really have a good record against Sandeep Sharma. We know about. And there's this thing as well. He's got Bolt to face as well. So I just think in all departments, RR are a much complete team. So I'll go with RR.
And now?
Score?
No, see?
Oh, saved.
It was the thigh pad, I'm sure.
Yeah.
It was nothing.
Nothing.
Then it should be a wide.
Yeah,
It's
actually,
going
it
to
should
be
be
a
a
wide.
wide.
It'll be
No, it
reversed
won't be a
then.
wide.
Why?
Because he believes if he hit it,
But then he's not hitting it.
No, but if
he'll just signal this and he'll
let's
signal a
see.
dot ball.
Umpire.
Thank goodness, better
Yes.
sense prevailed.
Umpire under pressure.
Very smart, I think, on Green's part to just taken the cap for like, okay, probably I'll just fool you into believing that, okay, that was fine.
Virender Sharma and Vinod Seshan are the umpires out there. So yeah, I am also backing RR.
RR as a score prediction
as well.
here at
Leave out
the.
score predictions because we're like 2 overs in already, no?
That's
Let's
fine.
go for the head.
Yeah,
Yeah, let's-
I'll
194.
go.
I said
I'll go
194.
with 199.
Okay, I am going with 215.
I was going to say about 207.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
You said me.
I've said 194 RR winning, but man, Josh Butler 6 balls, not yet gotten off the mark.
Give him time. Give him time.
Let's hope so. Okay, chalo, see you guys. Bye bye. See you for the mid-match, mid-innings.
Same thing.